Today's forecast is for cloudless blue skies, a top temperature of 33 degrees Celsius, essentially the perfect conditions for making a snowman. Hey everyone, and welcome to Skein. Today we are going to be making a little snowman, or if you would prefer, you can make a big snowman. This week was actually supposed to be the What the Hook pattern, the penguin from the November proms, but I've had nothing but problems with that pattern for some reason. I'm beginning to think the penguin is cursed. Look at that face. It's pure evil. But evil penguins aside, we are going to make the snowman instead, which is actually the third Christmas pattern in my series. So if you would like to make one of these guys, grab your hooks and let's get started. To make this pattern, you're going to need both a 3 and a 3.5mm hook, scissors, stitch markers, a needle, pins, stuffing, 8-ply yarn in black, white and 3 colours of your choice. Also, safety eyes are optional. We are going to start off today by making the head and body of the snowman, which is crocheted as one piece. And we're going to grab our white 8-ply yarn, and for this part you're going to need your 3.5mm hook. Round 1 is going to be 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases, and an increase is just 2 single crochet in each stitch of the previous round. For round 3, we're going to start with 1 single crochet, and then we're going to increase in the next stitch. And then we're going to continue repeating 1 single crochet, 1 increase for the entire round, or 6 times in total. For round 4, we're going to start off with 1 single crochet. And then in the next stitch, we're going to do an increase. 1 and 2 single crochet, and then what we're going to do is repeat 2 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times. And increase. After increase number 5, which should be your last one, there should now be 1 stitch remaining in your round, and we're just going to single crochet into that stitch. Round 5 is 3 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. Round 6 begins with 2 single crochet, and we're going to follow that up with an increase, and then we're going to repeat 4 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times, and then finish off our round with 2 single crochet. At the end of round 6, there should be 36 stitches in your round, and then round 7 is just going to be 36 single crochet. Round 8 is 5 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Rounds 9 through to 12 are each going to be 42 single crochet. For round 13, we're going to do 5 single crochet, 1 decrease, 6 times, not 5, 6 times, and we're going to start off with our 5 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then we're going to do an invisible decrease. To do that, we're going to go under the front loops of the next 2 stitches. The front loop is the part of the stitch that's closest to us, this section here. We're going to go under the front loop of the first stitch, under the front loop of the second stitch, yarn over and pull through both of those front loops. And this should leave you with 2 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through both of those loops. And that's how you do an invisible decrease. You're going to repeat that pattern of 5 single crochet, 1 invisible decrease 5 more times for 6 in total. For round 14, we're going to start off with 12 single crochet. And 12. And then we're going to repeat 1 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. By placing all our increases at the front of our work like this, we're going to create the mouth slash jaw slash cheek area, so that's going to stick out a little bit. And we're just going to do 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and repeat that 5 more times. And then after you've done that 6th increase, there should be 12 stitches left, and we're just going to single crochet into each of those. Round 15 also begins with 12 single crochet. (11) and 12. And this time we're going to repeat 2 single crochet, 1 increase 6 times. Increase, and just like the last round, when you finish that 6th increase, there should be 12 stitches left, and we're just going to single crochet into each of them. After round 15, we should now have 48 stitches in our round, and then both round 16 and 17 are each going to be 48 single crochet. Round 18 is 6 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 19 is 5 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. For round 20, we're going to begin with 9 single crochet. And 9. And then we're going to repeat 1 single crochet, 1 decrease 6 times. We're doing this at the front of our work like we did with the 2 rounds where we used the increases before, just so the decrease happens on the front of the work here, giving a little bit more definition to our mouth jaw area. After you've done your 6th decrease, we should have 9 stitches left, and we're just going to single crochet into all of those. For round 21, we're going to work in the front loop only, and if you'll remember from when we went over the invisible decrease, the front loop is the part of the stitch that's closest to us. So for round 21, we're going to do 4 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times, all in the front loop. After round 21, if you would rather add safety eyes than the crochet ones that we're going to do later on in this video, go ahead and do that now. And once you've done those, or if you're not planning to add those at all, we're going to continue on with round 22, which is going to be 5 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times. Round 23 begins with 3 single crochet, and then we're going to follow this up with an increase, then repeat 6 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times, and then finish off your round with 3 more single crochet. Round 24 is 7 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. After round 24, we're just going to stuff the head. So I'm going to secure my end and add my stuffing. But what you want to do is make sure you stuff this area, let's turn it on the side there, the mouth, jaw, cheek area firmly so that it's prominent, it sticks out a little bit further from the rest of the head. When you've finished adding all your stuffing, we're going to continue on with round 25. Yeah, we're up to round 25. Now at the end of round 24, we should have had 54 stitches in our round, and then rounds 25 all the way through to 36 are going to be 54 single crochet per round. From round 37 on, we're going to begin decreasing. Round 37 is 7 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 6 times. Round 38 begins with 3 single crochet, and then we're going to do a decrease. Then repeat 6 single crochet, 1 decrease 5 times. And we're going to finish our round with 3 single crochet. Round 39 is 5 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. Round 40 is 2 single crochet and a decrease, followed by 4 single crochet, 1 decrease, repeated 5 times, and then we're going to finish off with 2 single crochet. Round 41 is 3 single crochet and a decrease, repeated 6 times. After round 41, we're just going to stop and then stuff the body. When you've added all your stuffing, we're going to go on to round 42, which is 1 single crochet, 1 decrease, then 2 single crochet and a decrease repeated 5 times, and then 1 single crochet to finish off. Round 43 is 1 single crochet and a decrease repeated 6 times. And round 44, which is going to be our final round for our snowman, is going to be 6 decreases. When you're finished, we're just going to cut a tail. and then pull up with your hook. And then we're just going to finish off by closing this little hole here. For that, you're going to need your needle, and you'll want to thread the tail end through that. And then we're going to go under the front loops of each of the last 6 stitches. You want to start from behind the front loop, and you're going to push your needle under it and forward towards you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Pull firmly on this tail of yarn so the hole closes up. And then if you're left with a little bump at the bottom, you're going to insert your needle straight back into the center of round 44, and then just weave your needle out through the body somewhere. Again, pull on your yarn, and that tail or that little bump should pull flat. Just continue weaving your tail end in through the body to secure it. And then we're going to snip off the excess. And with that finished, we can go on to crocheting all the rest of the pieces. For the rest of the pieces that we're going to crochet, you're going to need your 3mm hook. So that's going to be the top hat, the eyes, and the buttons. For both the buttons and the eyes, I would recommend just using your 3mm hook, because if you use your 3.5, they're going to end up a little bit too large, especially the eyes. The eyes are sort of just the right size using your 3mm hook. But when it comes to the top hat, you can use your 3.5mm hook if you like a larger size. That doesn't really matter. I just like my top hat to be a little bit smaller because I tilt it on the side of the head. And we're going to begin with that. So grab whatever hook size you're going to use. Again, I'm using my 3mm hook. And we're going to start off in our black yarn, and we're going to put 6 single crochet in a magic circle for round 1. Round 2 is 6 increases. Round 3 is 1 single crochet, 1 increase repeated 6 times. Round 4 starts with 1 single crochet. We're going to follow this with an increase and then repeat 2 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times, and finish off the round with 1 single crochet. Round 5 is 3 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round 6 begins with 2 single crochet, and then after that we're going to do an increase. Then we're going to repeat 4 single crochet, 1 increase 5 times, and finish off our round with another 2 single crochet. Round 7 is 5 single crochet and an increase repeated 6 times. Round 8 is going to be worked in the back loop only, and that is the part of the stitch that's furthest away from us. So for round 8, we're going to do 42 single crochet in the back loop only. Rounds 9, 10 and 11 are each 42 single crochet. Round 12 is 19 single crochet and 1 decrease repeated twice. Rounds 13, 14 and 15 are each 40 single crochet. Round 16 is 18 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. Both rounds 17 and 18 are 38 single crochet. However, in round 18, we're going to be changing colour. So what we're going to do is crochet round 17 first, and then when we get to the end, we're going to switch to our next colour. I've just done stitch number 37. I haven't done 38 yet because we're going to use that to change colour. What you'll want to do is bring in your second colour yarn, which for me is going to be red. And then what we're going to do is go into stitch number 38, yarn over and pull through, so we're left with 2 loops on our hook, and then we're going to bring in our second colour. You're going to line up this second colour behind your hook. You're going to yarn over in this new colour and then pull through the 2 loops on your hook. So we're finishing stitch number 38 in the new colour. I'm also just going to snip off my black yarn, but don't put that too far away because we are going to need it later on. We're going to switch back to the black to finish off the hat. And then what we're going to do is crochet round 18 entirely in red, and that too, like round 17, is just 38 single crochet. I'll also be crocheting over these ends for a few stitches just to secure them, but if you would prefer, you can weave those in. Still in red, we're going to do round 19, which is 17 single crochet and a decrease repeated twice. And our final round using the red, or whatever colour you've chosen to use for your stripe, is just going to be 36 single crochet, and that is round 20. At the end of round 20, we're going to switch back to the black, so we're going to do that the same way that we did previously. Go into the last stitch, yarn over and pull through, have 2 loops on your hook, and then you're going to bring in the black yarn, line it up, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, and now we can get rid of our colour. And once more, I'm going to be working over these 2 ends to secure them. And round 21 is worked in the front loop. It's worked in the front loop only, and we're going to do 5 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times. Round 22 is worked in both loops again, and we're going to do 3 single crochet and an increase, then 6 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 5 times, and just finish off with 3 more single crochet. And round 23, which is the final round of our top hat, is going to be 7 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times. We're just going to slip stitch to finish off, and then if you would like to sew your hat on, which is what I'm going to do, you're going to need to leave a long tail for sewing. But if you would rather not sew the hat on, what you're going to do is just cut a short tail and then weave the end in through the backs to hide it. The next pieces that we're going to make are the eyes, and for that you're going to need 3 colours. You're going to need your you're going to need 4. There's 4 here, I can count. You're going to need your black yarn, your white yarn, and then 2 other colours. I'm using blues, but you can use whatever color you like. And I'm also using my 3mm hook again. This eye pattern is fairly large, so the eyes are fairly prominent on the head. If you'd rather have smaller eyes, what you can do is stop after round 2. So round 2 is basically where the light blue yarn is. It's that section there. So if you would like to make smaller eyes, just stop after round 2. But if you don't mind the larger eyes, go on to crochet round 3 like I'm going to do. So we're going to begin with our black yarn, and round 1 is 6 single crochet in a magic circle. Round 2 is 6 increases, but what we're going to be doing is changing color halfway through. So the first 2 increases we're going to do in black, then we're going to swap to our light blue color and do 2 more increases, swap back to black, and then do the final 2 increases. And let's just start with the first 2. We're going into stitch number 1, increase, and then the second increase. With the second increase, we're going to do the first single crochet of the increase, and then when you get to the second single crochet of the increase, go into the stitch, yarn over and pull through so you have 2 loops on your hook, and it's at this point that you want to bring in your next color. For me, that's going to be light blue. I'm going to line up my light blue behind the black, yarn over and pull through those 2 loops on my hook, and then I'm going to do 2 increases in the light blue. I'm also going to be working over these 2 ends, both to secure the blue end, but also to carry the black end, because I'm going to need to swap back to that in a moment. First increase, and then in the second increase we're not going to complete the last single crochet again because we're swapping back to black. So I've done my first single crochet. For my second, go in, yarn over, pull through, drop the light blue, bring in the black, and I'm going to, if I can get this little tail out of my way, I'm going to swap back to the black, so pull through the 2 loops on my hook in black yarn. For the final 2 increases, I'm going to do those in black, but I'm also going to continue working over these 2 ends, again just to make sure that they're nice and secure and they don't pull out later. Okay, that is the end of round 2, and I'm just going to get rid of these light blue ends. If you would like to have smaller eyes, stop here, but if you want the larger eyes, we're going to continue with our final round, which is round 3. And for that, have your second color yarn handy because we're going to be using that. Round 3 is going to be 1 single crochet, 1 increase, repeated 6 times, but like we did for round 2, we're going to be breaking it up into 3 sections. So the first 1 single crochet, 1 increase, and the second 1 single crochet, 1 increase are going to be done in black. So 1 single crochet, increase in the next stitch, 1 single crochet, and we're going to increase in the next stitch, and on the second single crochet of our increase we're going to swap to dark blue or whatever color you're using. So I'm going to bring in my dark blue, line it up, finish the single crochet in that, and then I'm going to repeat 1 single crochet, 1 increase twice in the dark blue, and once again I'm working over my ends. And increase, and once more we're swapping back to the black, so I'm doing my first single crochet of the increase, second single crochet of the increase I'm not going to finish. I'm going to snip the blue yarn and pick up my black, and I'm just going to finish off round 3 with 1 single crochet, 1 increase in black, repeated twice. And then all we're going to do is slip stitch to finish off, and then leave a tail for sewing. The final thing that we need to crochet are going to be the buttons, and I'm using black yarn and a 3mm hook for those. And I'm also going to be making 3, but you can make more, you can make less. It just is all down to how you want your snowman to look. And round 1 is going to be 6 single crochet in a magic circle. And then round 2 is also our final round, and that is just 6 increases. Finish off with a slip stitch, leave a tail for sewing, and then go on to make either 1 or 2 or 3, however many you want, more. Now that we've crocheted everything, we're going to put our snowman together. I'm going to start off with the buttons, but instead of using the 3 I crocheted, I'm only going to use 2, because what happened was, as I was crocheting the body, I realized about 3/4 of the way through that I had started using my 3mm hook and not my 3.5mm hook. So the body ended up slightly shorter than I intended it to. So that's why I'm only going to be using the 2 buttons. I could use 3, but it looks a little bit silly to me, so I'm only going to stick with 2. So what you want to do is pin those in place, and you want to try and line them up in the center of that cheek, mouth, jaw area we made. So if you turn your piece to the side, you can see at the bottom of the head here, it sort of protrudes a little bit. And if you turn it back over so he's lying on his back, you want to line up your button in the center of that protrusion there. So I'm just going to place 1 just below the jaw. And depending on how many buttons you made, that's going to determine how far you space them out. So I'm going to put 2 rounds between my buttons here. But if you have more buttons, you can put them closer together, or you could just do the 1 and not space them out at all. When you're happy with their placement, you're going to grab your needle and then sew those on. When you're finished sewing, we're just going to weave the tail end back in through the body, like we did when we finished off here. And then snip that off. And then the next thing we're going to put on are the eyes, but before we do that, we're going to add a pupil like I've done with this one here. I'm just going to grab a length of white yarn and throw that through my needle. And you can add any shape that you like, but because I've done the first one, I'm just going to line up my second one and sit them next to each other so I can get them symmetrical. When you finish creating your pupil design, just tie your ends off at the back of the eye. And then I'm going to snip off the ends. All of the ends. There you go. And then we're going to place these on the head. The bottom of the eye is going to sit directly above the top of the protrusion here, so like that. So we're going to place them there. And I'm just going to put them in place first, and then I'm going to do any adjustments that I need to. And a couple of important things to remember when you're placing the eyes is you want them to be symmetrical. So you want the blues to line up. You don't want to have one end of the blue here and the other side, the end of the blue is up here. You want to have them symmetrical. We're also going to leave a little gap in the center here where we're going to place the nose later. So when your eyes are on, you can go ahead and sew those on too. And we're going to sew these on the same way that we sewed the buttons on. After the eyes are sewn on, we're going to add the nose, and to do that you're going to thread your needle with some black yarn. And then what you're going to do is pick a stitch in the head, it doesn't matter which stitch, and you're going to insert your needle into that. And then we're going to go out of a stitch that's just below the eyes, and you can make your nose any shape you want, but mine's just going to be sort of an oval. So you're going to push your needle out through that stitch, and then you're going to pull on your yarn until just a little tail is left hanging outside the head. You want to make sure that stays there. You don't want that to pull through, because we need this to tie off later. Then what you want to do is just shape your nose. So I'm just going straight across to the bottom of the other eye. I'm going to insert my needle into that stitch, and I'm going to push it straight back out of the original stitch here. And I'm just going to do that several times to make a large nose. Once you've got your nose done, we're going to go back out of the very first stitch that we worked into, so where that tail is hanging. And you're going to push your needle out that exact same stitch. Tug firmly on both ends so your yarn lays nice and flat, and then we're just going to tie this off. Do that 3 or 4 times. Cut away the excess yarn, and then you're going to push that knot back into the body. You can use your scissors or your needle, or if you prefer, you can get your crochet hook and then pull it back into the body using that. And then once that's done, all we're going to do now is attach the hat. With the hat, you can put it wherever you like. I'm going to tilt mine on an angle like that. But before we actually begin sewing, we need to take the tail end that we've left, and then we're going to weave it back through the backs of our stitches of the black rim here until we reach the exposed back loops left here. So there's a ring of back loops in the color of the stripe, so for me red. And we're just going to push our needle back there, and I'm going to go out of one of these back loops, and it is these back loops that we're going to use to sew the hat onto the head. So situate your hat where you would like it to sit. And with the hat, you can add some stuffing if you want to. I'm going to lightly stuff mine, but I'm not going to do that until most of it's sewn on. At this point, I've sewn on most of the hat. I've just got a little gap here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of stuffing. I don't want to add too much, just enough to help the hat maintain its shape. And I think that'll do. And I'm just going to finish off sewing. And then we're just going to finish off like we have all the other pieces we've sewn on. And there we go, snowman complete. Thank you all for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will be back next week with a new pattern.